friends. I'm squinting a little bit. It's a little bright out on the porch, but I'm loving it out here. And I put my chair to the side in case the sheep, you can see the sheep out there. And sometimes they go running around. It's fun to watch them. Well, welcome back to the farm. I want to thank you all so much for your orders. The sachets are sold out. I've been sewing and sewing to get all those orders filled. And Dave does the candles, and we're good on the candles. If you want to order more candles, we do have lots of candles in stock. That's like the last video if you missed it, and I really didn't share it online. I'm terrible when it comes to like any algorithms because my videos are all over the place, and I know you're supposed to share online, but I don't always. But thank you so much for your orders. You know, I was like teary-eyed because I was just overwhelmed by how many, and really it wasn't a lot of views on that video, but I was overwhelmed, and I just want to thank you so much. It's just so kind of you. You know, I do wear my heart on my sleeve, and sometimes I'm a little oversensitive. I'm a deep thinker, I know that, and I just can't tell you how thankful we were. All the proceeds just go towards like the rescue and rehoming sheep, and I'll do another video on that another day. Today, I want to talk about my front porch. Now, when we added a room, David put on the front porch, and we used to have a deck. And I was so grateful, like we both wanted a roof because I'm so fair-skinned. The sun just hates me. And we had a deck out by our pool, and it was like, oh, we really need a porch with a roof. And I'm a porch person. Are you a porch person? I love sitting on the porch. Always did growing up, and so did Dave. Dave's mom and dad had an enclosed front porch. So cool with all those windows around it. And they had a day bed, a glider, and a swing out there. And Dave told me in the summer his bedroom was so hot that he used to sleep out on the day bed with the windows open. And it was just so homey. She had quilts and old sheets and everything out there, and it was just all her things from when she was first married, and from shower gifts and her knickknacks, and it was just so homey. And then when we went to visit her, though, we would be on the back porch, and I remember wonderful conversations with my mom on her porch. And you know, this got me teary-eyed even making this video. Yesterday was Mom's 17th anniversary of her death. There isn't a day goes by I just don't think of her. And you know, we were so much alike, and I thought she was so cool. She got Country Living magazine and used to sell things of the patterns, and you know, it just like, oh, just hold on to your moms. So, you know, I think porch is an extension of your home. You know, the inside comes out, the outside goes in. I think it's where many times your friends become family through your conversations. I just love a porch. So I asked Dave, what did we have when we first had the porch? And he reminded me of this big bench he made. It was a swing, and he made it into a bench. He put legs on it. It was so cool. But we ended up selling it. Somebody asked to buy it, and we said, okay. And we've always usually had rockers. And I always, at first I had like American country things on the porch. Now we're going back some years, but I had milk cans, and mostly we sold those things when we had a shop. And I then got into red, white, and blue, and all the collecting the bunting and the banners and the pillows. And so and every night I put the fabric in and then take it out in the daytime, so that doesn't bother me at all. I either have a big basket in my front room or just put it in a corner. And you know, I was thinking, oh, I think I really need something different. I just need something different. And a couple years ago we got like a couch and 2 chairs, you know, like a whole settee set up at Walmart. And I liked it for a while, but we had Katie Mae. She started chewing the one back leg, and so we went and put it over by the campfire, and now we love it by the campfire, which made my front porch empty again. And I thought this year was going to be the year, you know. And I was saying, excuse me, usually by April, the end of April, our porch is done and clean. Almost every year we clean the siding, and our kids, I have a son and a daughter. They have birthdays in, 2 of my kids have birthdays at the end of April, and we always had separate parties, and I always had, you know, the porch all ready in case it would be nice. And I'm a little behind this year, but I really been thinking about it. Like, what do I want on the porch? And I didn't want to go buy more furniture. I thought, come on, Audrey, you can shop from your home, and so to speak. And I have some stuff in storage and some things in the barn. I was asking Dave, hey, what do you think? What do you think? So I was given a table and I painted it. And I thought I would love, because on my porch, I love tables. I love to eat on the porch. I love to entertain on the porch. Many times we've had parties and the food's just on the porch, and down in the yard is it's the party. And so I wanted like 1 or 2 tables, maybe 3. And it's not a real big porch. When David had this on, he wanted to make it double of what it is. I think I mentioned that before in a video. And I was like, oh, I think that'll be too big. And sometimes I think, maybe not. But I love it. It's cozy, and I want to make it more cozy. So I painted this table that we were given. I was going to do it in white, sort of like the old farmhouse look. And Dave said, nope, not white, because it'll blend in. Don't make it white. He hates white paint. I said, okay. So I had some green paint. I painted it green. And I thought to myself, I would love to have 2 press back chairs. So my one friend, she says to me once, every time you think of something, you find it. Like, I wanted these tea towels to make with the years on it for our kids' births, for David's 70th birthday party. And I was at an antique mall, and lo and behold, this lady had a whole pile of them, of all their dates and our wedding date. I was so excited. I think it even was our birth dates. And so I made all these towels, or, pillows out of them, and had them out for his party. And there's different things I would say to her, like, oh, I wish I could find this and that. And then before you know it, I find it. It's just serendipity. I just luck out with it. Well, I was thinking I wanted these 2 chairs, and David and I were out running around one day, and we went to this sale. They had 2 chairs there with the pressed back that were filthy. Just really needed washed off. You couldn't even tell what the pattern was on the pressed backs, but I really liked them. So they were $5 each. We brought them home, and so I feel like I've redone my whole porch for $10. So I painted them green. Already had the green paint. I love them. And years ago, I made these cushions. I saw these for sale. This is old, early homespun, and I saw these for sale somewhere, and they were like $40 and $50 each. I thought, oh my gosh, I can make those. So I got these out of storage. I use them now and then. I didn't want to have too much of a theme or like a same color. I wanted to be colorful. I wanted to make David happy. He loves colors. And so then I got out old quilts, and I had a friend here this morning picking up some things, and she said, oh, where'd you get that blue and white quilt? Well, I bought a bunch of quilts years ago at a tractor flea market for $7 each. So I use them all the time. I use them over by the fire, by our fire ring, so that, if it gets chilly at night, I just use them all the time. And so it will be nothing for me to just take the quilts off and take them inside if it's going to rain. And our porch sometimes does get a little wet, so I feel just comfortable, and it's no big deal taking them in and out. I'll put a big basket in the front room. Then I tried to make cushions for the rocking chairs. But I made one, and it was just like, it made you up too high, and it was too thick. But I was thinking, like, sometimes your legs stick to the wood. So I went through David's feed sacks, and I got some feed sacks, and I put that down on the bottom of the rocking chairs. And already one of my grandkids said, Grammy, these are great because then your legs don't stick. So I was so happy about that. Then I was thinking, what do you think of when you think of porch? you know. So my grandparents always had a light and always had a radio on their porch. And I just remember my grandpa listening to the Pirates. We're from Pittsburgh. The Pirates all the time, listening to ball games on the porch. And Dave and I a lot of times listen to the radio on the porch, so I thought I'm going to get an old one and just keep it out here. And then I like to get planters and put food in them instead of always plants. And I just put a plant up. I got a lantern and I put it on the table, and I was trying to think of things that are like old farmhouse that just give you that country feel. Maybe, you know, they wouldn't have had a lamp and been sitting out there in the early days, but I just wanted to, I think lamps, you know, make it homey. Quilts make it homey. And then I found up in storage a stool that I liked that I thought would be cute by the door with a basket. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to have to watch these wooden things because of Katie Mae. And it just didn't seem full enough. So I have some cement chickens and I have some splatterware, and I also have a croquet set. And I thought, I'm just going to bring them up, see how they look, just to fill the porch in. I think when you bring more things in, it just gives it that homey feel. And when I was a kid, I swear I was raised on croquet. Did you ever play croquet? I love it, and I don't play enough as an adult. Next time I have my family out, I'm going to get it out, and I hope we can do it and play it. I just love croquet. I absolutely love croquet. This set that I put out on the porch was from a local estate, the Tedford estate, in the town that I grew up in, Trentham, and they never used it, and it's like a Victorian one. It's beautiful, and I thought I really need to use that, so I put it up on the porch. Now I have it in a tin bucket. We'll see if Katie Mae, what she does. I'm going to have to be really on patrol, which we usually are. She can chew a leg up in a minute. You know how dog puppies are. Really, she's 2 years old, so I'm going to spray some vinegar on the bottom of things too. But I do like the chickens. I think it's like, oh, so I'm real happy. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm going to take you around and show you what I did now. And you know, thanks for being here. So I'm going to show you now. Okay, this is the one corner I have of the porch. When Dave and I were first married, I bought this enamel pitcher, and every Friday I had about 5 areas where the flowers and herbs are. And every Friday I would go around and pick a bouquet and put in this pot, and then, you know, throw it out Tuesday, Wednesday when it got tired, and then redo it again on Friday. It was like my Friday thing. So I decided I am going to bring back that tradition. I also love to collect blue splatterware. I thought, well, Katie Mae can't chew that. Now, she could mess with the flowers, so we're going to see. I can put them up on a stool, though. And she cannot chew these chickens. So I think that came out good. I like this corner. This corner I put the croquet set. And these were never used. They still have the paper on some of them, on the mallets. Look at these old wooden balls. And look at these. Aren't these something? Oh, they're just gorgeous. The colors. I'm so excited I got these out. I just love them. So that's this corner. And she hasn't touched this at all. Just have to watch her. Put a little table in between 2 rocking chairs. And I love to use planters for different reasons. I put snacks and candy and chips in them. It's cute, this planter. And I love this planter. I'll show it to you. Look. Isn't that neat? Like a log. And I loved it because it had inside June 1924, and that's the year my mom was born. So I thought that was neat. And this is David's favorite lamp. He loves these. And I didn't have much of... I keep lampshades. I couldn't find a good one for here. I'm thinking I'm just going to stencil it. And tonight I'm going to show you something really cool I found for it. I think it's so neat. But you know, I was telling Dave, well, we're going to have to rewire them. And I think I found a solution. But the wire was down. And don't you know, Katie Mae started going for it. So I cannot have anything with wires out here unless it's like truly hidden behind something that she can't get. So I think I just put candy in here, and I always just put like a plastic or, you know. And I brought the radio out. I'm just going to keep it out here. And this is a flower frog. It's for pansies. I'm going to get some pansies and put in my flower frog. Isn't it pretty? I don't know about you, but I just love lemonade on a hot, hot summer day. And it's really been hot and humid lately. So the lemonade's been very refreshing. And I have snapped many a beans on the porch. And these are for dinner tonight. But I'm going to snap them first. And these are rocking chairs. I just got them this year, and I'm telling you, they're going to have to be painted next year. Dave is excellent at spray painting. But look at this, the paint's already wearing off, so maybe that's good. They look like they're old. But you can see where you would put the lamp in, and that's not going to work with Katie Mae. And here's what I did. I put a feed sack on them. And this is an old pillow. I got this at a farm sale. I think it's so cool. Look at that. It's a feed sack. And it's a real feed sack, and it has feathers inside. It's like has the goose feathers or chicken feathers. I love this. I've had that for years. So I got that out of storage. And then we'll go to the other rocking chair. And I put a quilt on it. And the back of the quilt is one big feed sack. So I think that's cool to show people if I want to while they're here. And this pillow came from Jimmy Kramer. It's in the Seasons book. If you look it up, I love it. I've had this everywhere in the house. Isn't she cute, the garden lady? I thought she should be on the porch. Yep, she's so cute. And then I put the feed sack on the bottom too, so that, you know, how the wood just sticks to you. It really does help. I hope that inspires somebody to do that. I had this rocking chair up at the shop porch, and we still have the swing up there, so I wanted to bring it down here for more seating. And that's one of my $7 quilts. It's a beautiful day outside. And you can see I put the feed sack, and I made this pillow. I bought a bunch of squares, quilt squares, at a flea market one time, and I made a bunch of pillow squares out of them. But I kept this one. Yeah, guess why? And I filled it with feathers so that it's like real light. I just filled it with feathers. I think the quilts make the porch look homey. Well, I wanted to share with you a little bit about signs. Anytime David and I need a sign, David would make them. I don't know if you remember the video. He made the Apple Hill Tavern, and it's down here in the Walker House cellar. So I'm down the Walker House cellar now, and I got these signs out. I have a little funny story to tell you. We were at a friend's house, and they have a sign in their kitchen that's old and early, and it says spring chickens for sale. And I asked them if we could copy it, and David sells some. And we have, still in our barn, we have tons of cupboard doors. So he started making them and selling them, and it was so funny because the one here on this one here on the left, now you can tell it's worn. We had it outside. We had this on the side of our potting shed, and when it was starting to get real worn, I took it down so that he could maybe redo it, or I could put polyurethane over it. Anyhow, spring chickens for sale here. And we would have an event, and people would say, how much are your chickens? Or people would just come when our shop was open or come back and say, hey, I heard you have chickens for sale. But it really was just for fun. So one of my friends that was helping us here one day said, you got to take that sign down. Everybody thinks the chickens are for sale. But I just love these. Dave and I used to go out to Lancaster quite often before an event, just one trip. And sometimes they had, it was called Renegers. And oh my gosh, we would go out there and just load up the truck and come home. But I always bought signs. Like, I didn't want to buy them wholesale or somebody make them. I just wanted they would be old farm signs. I just love them. He made this one too, and I want to put this maybe in my kitchen. Spring chicks for sale. There's a beautiful green underneath it. I don't know if that's really showing up. Anyhow, so we always make our own signs, and I thought that was always so funny that people always wanted to buy the chickens. So I'm going to show you a sign now that he made. When we'd go out there, we would just bring him. I have signs that say sweet corn gladiolas. They were just white with black paint, usually on Amish farms. Well, friends, I asked Dave to make me a sign just like he did the chicken signs, sort of juvenile, non-professional looking. I don't want it even looking, that says pies for sale. I always had like a sign here that said welcome, and I just thought pies for sale would just be old homey, timey, I don't know, country looking. And I have more about this sign also later, so I'll share that in another video, something I'm so excited about. And down below, I just put a basket on a stool. And this stool, I don't know, Katie absolutely hates it, so that's a good thing. And here's from here. And these are the porch posts that David and I especially picked out for this porch. And I just love it. It really gives it an old-time look. And I always love flying the flag. Oh, when that's Katie Mae. I was raised, my parents always had the flag on their porch. Up. There goes the girls running down. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm just going to leave it quiet so that you can hear the birds. And see how quiet it is on my porch. Yeah, except when Katie's out here barking. Thanks so much for being here, friends. I hope you did enjoy it. I really enjoyed redoing my porch, and I can't wait to spend the rest of the summer on it.